Recitation of Surah al-Fatiha and another surah is an obligatory part of the prayer. It is therefore our duty to read with good Arabic pronunciation. According to Islamic law, we must do the following when it comes to prayers. Number 1. Pronounce all the letters from the correct makhraj, i.e. the place where the letter should be emitted. For example, we say the letter dad in daaleen. We don't say zaalin or daaleen. So it is our duty to learn the pronunciation of each letter to the best of our abilities. 2. Pronounce all the vowels and sukoons as they are written. For example, this reads alhamdulillah. We must read it exactly as it is written. So I can't say alhamdi lillah. It's alhamdu lillah, and so on. 3. You must leave out Hamzatul Wasl when connecting. For example, it says rabbil alameen. You cannot read it as rabbi al-alameen. This reads bismillah. We can't say bismi Allah. So wherever you see Hamzatul Wasl and you are reading it together, it must be skipped. 4. You must pronounce Hamzatul Qata in all circumstances. For example, it reads alladhina an'amta. You can't skip the Hamzatul Qata and say alladhina an'amta. 5. You must do idgham on the lam in alif lam if followed by a sun letter. In other words, you must drop the sound of the letter lam when there is a sun letter. For example, it reads ar-Rahman and not al-Rahman. We drop the lam based on the rules of Tajweed. This reads yawmiddin and not yawm al-din, and so on. 6. You must read the lam in alif lam if followed by a moon letter. For example, this reads rabbil alameen. I pronounce the lam because it's followed by a moon letter. I can't read it as rabbi alameen by skipping the lam. 7. Pronounce the mad when it is followed by a shadda only to the extent that the shadda is made clear. For example, we can say waladdaleen. As long as each letter is distinguished, your prayer is still in order, and there is no need to extend the mad more than usual if you prefer. If now you realize that you have been making mistakes by some of these obligatory rules in the recitation during your prayers, and you thought you were doing them correct, then your past prayers are still correct. Simply make the correction in your prayers from now on. There are also some recommended Tajweed rules in prayer, but not obligatory. Number 1. Idgham when it comes to the rules of yarmalun and in the general sense is recommended. For example, this reads walam yakun lahu, but it is better to say walam yakul lahu, though both recitations are correct in prayer. 2. The Nun Qutni rule in this verse is also recommended. If we want to read this together with the next verse, it would read قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ اللَّهُ الصَّمَدُ, where the Nun takes a kasra. 3. The rules of waqf are also recommended. For example, a person can read this as قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ, but it's better to read it as قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ with the rules of waqf, changing the last vowel to sukoon. If you haven't understood any of the terms we used, we have already made separate videos for each topic in detail for you to follow.